Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Talk about this. NXT's newest sensation, Julia, will make her in-ring debut when she takes on Chelsea Green. Julia and Chelsea Green, after what Julia did last week, embarrassing Chelsea Green. We'll get that coming up. Also, too, right here on the Pro Wrestling Show, the Tag Team Championships online. The Street Profits come to NXT and challenge Nathan Frazier and LTR for the NXT Tag Team titles. We'll get to that coming up as a replacement of the Street Profits. Filling in for the Rascals. Didn't see that coming, but Ava made an announcement. Also, too, the NXT Heritage Stuff will be online as well. Charlie Duffy defends the company upstart Jalen Evans. And Jordan Grace has an open invitation for her Knockouts Championship. We get that and more as the NXT Ring Report starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm host of the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation. You can hashtag Pro Wrestling here. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and scan. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, let's get to this right now here on the Pro Wrestling Show with Julia. Julia, the upstart, having her debut match on NXT. Julia took on Chelsea Green and made quick work of her. Julia looking forward to her match this coming up. You can tell Julia wants to make her rounds, and we know Julia will be coming up shortly. Soon, Julia will challenge Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship coming up. Julia making quick work of Chelsea Green, and she did so tonight with a lot of surprises, even to the point that Julia even had a face-to-face confrontation with NXT Women's Champion, with TNA Women's Champion, Knockouts Champion Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace coming out of nowhere. Jordan Grace, we might see a future fantasy matchup between these two down the road. Who knows? Also, too, speaking of that, CM Punk made clear that he's gonna be in the house next week. I don't know what he's gonna run do, but Ava knows a thing or two of what's going on, even to the point that Ava knows what's going on. Literally, that CM Punk saying that he wanted to. He thought Julia did an impressive debut and had ideas for Julia to run by, and CM Punk will be in the house next week. He ain't gonna wait to come to Chicago. CM Punk's coming next week on NXT. I'm looking forward to seeing Punk on what he's gonna be bringing and what his storyline gonna be featuring with Roxanne Perez and Julia. After he said that he had something interesting. Well, speaking of this, a man I think who should be one day an Impact champion, Hammerstone. Hammerstone was in the building. Hammerstone was supposed to be the bounty collector, go against Obafembe, the mercenary. He didn't get the job done. Hammerstone got beat up by Obafembe. Obafembe leaving Hammerstone out and down. I think Hammerstone come and make his impressive debut and got squashed by Obafembe. Obafembe taking it to Hammerstone. I think Hammerstone may down the road get his hands on Obafembe. And we'll see how that's going to work out between Hammerstone and Obafembe. I think Obafembe become a strong, powerful champion for Nigeria. His background, do what you need to do. So Obafembe making quick work of Hammerstone in the process. So look for them to have a future feud down the road, probably around late next year, down the road, early next year. Who knows? But we'll see. Well, speaking of this, his name is Charlie Dempsey won his match against Javion Evans in a quick work match. Javion Evans got screwed by some dude. I think what's his name? What's his name. Got his name, but he's back in the fold. So I guess Shawn Michaels had to change her heart. and Shawn Michaels doing what he need to do. Charlie Dempsey getting the measure of revenge by keeping his NXT Heritage Cup over what's his name and stuff over Javion Evans. He got literally screwed. He got screwed tonight and stuff. Speaking of that, Live Carrier trying to help Tam Paxley. We know next week Tam Paxley and Live Carrier will team up against Rosemary in I got that girl's name, but they'll team up next week. And we'll see them in action, tag team action, and see what's that all about. But they made a statement. Rosemary and Wendy Chu. I meant to say Wendy Chu. Well, Wendy Chu and Rosemary decided to target NXT TNA Women's Champion, Knockouts Champion Jordan Grace, and left her out cold. Jordan being out cold by Rosemary and Wendy Chu. Didn't see that coming, but we saw what we saw. And what's this gonna go down? But we know next week that they're gonna go against Live here and Tatum Paxton next week. We'll see that. You see right here choking her to death. What they're gonna bring to Live here and Tatum Paxton, we'll see next week. Also, too, what else did we see tonight? We saw a lot tonight. The Miz, he's gonna be coming to the CW. The Miz, the most A-list celebrity host, or whatever you want to call it. Miz will have Miz TV on NXT when they premiere on CW. We'll see the Miz and everybody else on CW that week. So looking forward to seeing the Miz next week. That week on CW. So a lot of surprises as well. Even the surprises continue on this week as the Bloodline. Jacob Fatu, Tamatanga, and Tyler Young came out there and made a surprise appearance and attacked the Street Profits, who they've been feuding with a couple of weeks. The tag team champions getting their hands, the WWE tag team champions getting their hands on the Street Profits. Well, Street Profits not glorified jobbers. But Jacob Fatu makes the difference as being the savage warrior he is, and Jacob Fatu has done so. Um, like I said, Jacob Fatu is that a savage warrior. You will see how Jacob Fatu do. I told you about Julia and the rest of them making their debut as well. It ended tonight as Trick Williams. Trick Williams wins the last man standing match over Pete Dunne. Trick Williams get the job done, and he has done it. Trick Williams defeated Pete Dunne the last man standing match. Trick Williams earns himself as the new number one contender for the NXT Championship, and Trick Williams will put pen to paper. And like the commentator Vic Joseph said, Trick Williams will get a shot at the NXT Championship when his debut on CW October 1st. Can Trick Williams win the NXT Championship? That's the question that everybody wants to know and everybody wants to see. So we'll see and find out on Trick Williams can get the job done and become the become the man again in NXT. Where he did the Ethan Page, slammed him to a table. Ethan Page did not want to disappoint. So Ethan Page leading the imagination. Wow. So Ethan Page will meet Trick Williams on the CW premiere of NXT on October 1st. We will see that. And we'll have the ring report for you with special coverage as well. All right, that does it for the NXT ring report. Let's move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we want to talk about this. Survivor Series will be coming to Vancouver for War Games, and I can tell you right now, the main event gonna be the old bloodline versus the new bloodline. We'll see that in Vancouver. Roman Reigns will form a team against Solo Sokolo's bloodline, and they will go at it in War Games. We know we're gonna be anticipating for War Games coming up. Well, yesterday, Bret the Hitman Hart made a visit to WWE. Long time. Even reports that Triple H don't like Bret Hart. Bret Hart don't like Triple H. But they was being cordial with each other, and they had to be nice to each other. Welcome and be nice and placate. That's what the Hitman did. And Bret the Hitman Hart and Triple H led the Primrose Path. So we'll see on how that's going to go down. And we'll see if Triple H and Bret Hart will play nice as this partnership. You know that Miss McMahon is no longer in the picture. So Bret Hart and Miss McMahon had their story and history. Now things are different with Triple H in charge. So we'll see what's gonna go down with that as well. Speaking of Triple H and Bret Hart's foe, they friend. Kevin Nash saying he doesn't like Logan Paul, and he's saying Logan Paul doesn't know about shoot. Saying the same thing. Logan Paul replied back saying, "F you, Big Sexy." I think Big Sexy Kevin Nash did not like that response for Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul was being a little bit disrespectful to Kevin Nash. I think Kevin Nash didn't like that one bit. He's probably going to respond back on his podcast. Nash and Logan Paul really don't like each other, and you can tell from the difference. And we'll see. Kevin Nash and Logan Paul was going to go down. Will they WWE start a feud? Because they like to start feuds off with online beef. So who knows on what's going on. But Kevin Nash and Logan Paul really don't like each other. Well, we also forgot to mention, the honorable mention, that Rich Holland destroyed once again Chase University and left them out laying. You see, what's her name, crying and distraught about it. We got Tia Hill crying and distraught about Rich Holland destroying anybody in sight and Chase U. But this right here, Ava just texted. If y'all wanted to be on the show, you could have just told me. If he wanted to be on the show and he was doing chaos and destruction like that, like he did, who's gonna tell them no? These savages right here. You're gonna be ready for Survivor Series. You ask me. Jacob Fatu looks like he bound to be ready for Survivor Series. And him and Roman finally clash 1-on-1. You can tell. We'll see. Told you also on X about the mystery guy about being Hammerstone with Tony D'Angelo and Hammerstone with that situation as well. With the conspiring minds of forgot their name, talking to Eva about what they want to do with the premieres coming on CW. We'll just have to wait and see what that's going to be coming over. But speaking of that, Rhea Ripley want to thank Damian Priest and Jey Uso for helping them out, the Terror Twins. We'll see how this is going to progress down the road and how that's going to go down eventually. Also, too, MVP called out Triple H, saying that Triple H doesn't know how to book big men like Omos. Omos almost 7 foot tall, like the Nigerian Giant. Omos sort of like Andre the Giant in a way, but a black version of Andre the Giant. And Triple H don't know how to book him. The MVP called him an idiot. Well, we'll see what MVP is going to do. MVP got a lot to say. We'll see what MVP is going to do and say. Triple H is not going to respond, but hey, who knows what Triple H is going to do. Well, we're going to leave you here on the NXT Ring Report. We know next week CM Punk going to make a special appearance on NXT. He says he wants to run something by General Manager Ava about idea he's going to call and run it by. We'll see what the Second City Saint going to say when he makes his appearance on NXT. Will it relate to Roxanne Perez and Julia? We'll see on how that's going to go down. But we know we're counting the days for NXT appears on the CW network. You know, Miz will be on there as well. So we're looking forward to seeing Miz on the CW network. CM Punk as well. Well, we're going to leave you with Trick Williams. Trick Williams winning the last man standing match over rival Pete Dunne and taking down even NXT champion Ethan Page. Ethan Page went down as well. So Pete Dunne, and Ethan Page went down. We'll see what's going to go down for Ethan Page and Pete Dunne. We know that Trick Williams earned himself the right. Trick Williams will go on to meet Ethan Page for the NXT Championship on CW on this premiere on October 1st. So we're looking forward to seeing that. So, thank you for watching. The Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. I've been your host, Kenny Dixon, and so long. Thank you for watching The Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.